Tutor-Me is the very first on-demand tutoring platform here in South Africa, providing seamless integration between tutors and learners. And at the tap of a button, you can now locate a reliable as well as vetted qualified tutor in your area, specializing in the subjects that you need assistance with. And established in 2016, Tutor-Me initially specialized in connecting learners who need academic assistance with highly qualified tutors. And to give us more information on this learning application, we're very pleased to be joined by the two co-founders of the app, Mr. Abed as well as Dylan Hyslop. Gentlemen, what a pleasure. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
So you're here to tutor me this morning. Tell me all about Tutor Me. Dylan, let's start with you. What inspired this project?
So I think the key thing was Abed and I started our business together, and we said we definitely want to build a technology app in the country. And we sat down one night to brainstorm what is the problems in South Africa, and clearly education came up first, and out of all the problems we discussed, it was the biggest problem. And I think between Abed and I, education's always been an important part of our lives. We've realized how it's benefited us both, and it was the problem which we wanted the most impact to solve.
All right, and Abed, how exactly does the app work?
Sure. So the app can be found on the Android store or the Apple store, as well as a website. You would essentially, as a mom or a learner, you'd go on and say, I'm looking for a maths tutor for my child in grade 10, or I'm looking for a tutor for my varsity subject. You would then say, I'm in this area, this is what I can afford. And essentially the app then returns to you the best vetted tutors that fit that criteria. And you can yourself vet the learners, the tutors, because they all have profiles and are rated by the system.
All right. Now, who are these the tutor services mainly for? Is it just school students, Dylan, or everybody that just wants to be informed?
Yeah, so I think initially when we started, the idea was it was for school learners. But we've since grown the platform to be from literally prep school, high school, university. We even have strange subjects like
there's homeschooling, which has become quite a huge trend in the country as well.
Definitely. So we do have a few homeschooling students that utilize our tutors.
Interesting.
And we have subjects, math, science, guitar lessons, cooking lessons. There's even a few corporate subjects like accounting, sage training. So the idea was to build a learning platform. So everything that you find on the current curriculum, you will find on the Tutor app.
Yes. That is very interesting.
We have over 1,600 tutors in South Africa. And that ranges between about 300 subjects. So if there's something, you'll find it there.
You know, I battled with maths and I really had to get extra lessons, but I did pass it at the end of the matric exams. But I'm just thinking, where was this app at that time, and how has it been received, Abed? Are the people responding to this kind of app, and particularly the black students in the black schools as well? How have they received this app?
100%.
Do they get taught in their languages? Do you get tutors in your own languages?
So you can go get a tutor in Afrikaans, in Zulu. You can get a tutor in any language that you want. The app has been well received. As I said, as Dylan mentioned, we've got about 1,600 tutors. We do tutoring in every province. In the past 2 months, we've probably done about 600-700 lessons. So lessons are happening continuously. We've been able to raise funding as well for the application, and we've been able to grow a team. So we're going really strong.
Gentlemen, but always with technology and new technology, there's always problems. Have you experienced any challenges with the app?
Definitely.
Let's talk about them, gentlemen. Dylan, let's start with you.
Okay. I think a big one which is out of our control is always the data issue. So the minute you launch a technology-based product, anyone that doesn't have access to data is immediately not your client and cannot receive your service. So I think a big problem we try to solve was optimizing our apps and websites for low data usage, because a lot of learners in the country do have a cell phone and do have data, but just not a lot of it. So if they go on our site and have to download a 50 meg app, it's already out the question. So that's why we built our web platform, where it's a lot more data friendly and works on feature phones and any phone. So we immediately, when launching the app, realized we have to adapt our technology for the South African ecosystem.
Awesome stuff. What other challenges can you highlight for us there, Abed?
I think just generally technology in South Africa, I'd like to believe we're slow to adopt.
Yeah.
I mean, one of the things that we did is...
I mean, we saw with the online registration, I mean, the department was suffering.
Yeah.
Even now, we still have problems with that.
So I think technology is very difficult to sort of get a mass rapid adoption in South Africa, and you've got to almost play the long game. I mean, one of the things that we did on the platform is that you can pay in the app, right? So you can pay with the Checkers, ShopRite, credit cards, but we had to go that route because one of the first things we did the Uber stuff. We just put a credit card, and people don't feel comfortable in South Africa to put a credit card in an app, but you do it for Uber and Airbnb, you know. But those are just some of the challenges that we've had to sort of overcome. By localizing the technology.
But what are the good side? What are the pros of this app, Dylan? Why would you recommend that every student that is struggling or somebody that just wants to bolster their learning is going to benefit from this app?
So I think there's always two different types of clients when it comes to tutoring. You've got a learner who's struggling and needs assistance in order to pass, and then you've got a learner that's generally doing well, gets the content by themselves, but they want to excel. So they want to go from a 60% to a 80% or a 70% to a 85%. So what's nice about Tutor-Me is you get to pick your tutor. A lot of tutoring companies, you go online, you say, I need a math tutor on Wednesday, and next week they send you and say, here's Abed. Whereas with Tutor-Me, you get to vet your own tutor. You go on the platform, you can search, you can say, I want an elderly lady or I want a young man, and I see he's a chartered accountant. Exactly.
Nice, Dylan.
So you get to pick a tutor that would suit you, because a lot of tutors that don't relate with the students, it's not fun, the kids don't enjoy it.
Yeah, you're not going to concentrate.
Whereas a good example is if you think you want to be a chartered accountant one day, why not book Abed, who's a chartered accountant? He's been doing it for 5 years. Not only will you learn accounting, you also get a good part of mentorship, some life advice, and maybe see, actually, I don't want to do accounting, or maybe I really do. So I think it gives you a bit more choice and flexibility.
All right, let's talk about the people that you work with. Have you tried to bring in the role players like your education department to see how much they can actually meet you guys halfway in terms of paying for the airtime, the data, and so forth, and launching it as maybe as a requirement for some of the students that are struggling?
Yeah, so there's a few players. I think maybe to start, there were two problems we were looking to solve when we started Tutor-Me: access to quality education, and also creating micro-entrepreneurship around the youth. And we know the stats around youth unemployment. I think for us, what we quickly learned very quickly was that we weren't actually solving access to quality education at an affordable price, because tutoring is still expensive. It's $250, $350, $450 an hour, and the people that we were looking to target are the 13 million kids that can't afford it. And one of the programs that we've then launched is to partner with corporates to then go into township communities and township schools to be able to provide our tutoring for free for them, where the corporate sponsors that. So there's we work with a lot of corporates in that regard. We'd love to work with the big networks to start zero dating. And those are ongoing conversations, and hopefully one day the Department of Education will sort of recognize some of the efforts that we're trying to make in education.
Tell the education department now
we're trying. Hey?
Well, I'm giving you the platform, Abed. Go ahead.
Well, essentially we're trying to solve the same problem, and we need to hold hands we need to hold hands with the government in terms of trying to solve the biggest education problems, because our students need to be globally competitive to compete with global skills.
Some of our marks when it comes to the global comparison, and some of those are dismal. Dylan, very quickly, where can people get more details about your app?
Definitely. So the easiest place is our website, which is tutorme.com. It's TUTA.
Is it available on the App Store?
Yes, definitely.
There you go.
We've got web, Android, and iOS app stores. So the website's the easiest if you want to check it out. From there, you can download the apps.
Awesome. So we know you guys are legal. Thank you so much for joining us in studio.
Thank you so much for having us.
Best of luck for this great initiative. That was, of course, the two app co-founders of Tutor-Me, Mr. Abed and Dylan Hyslop, telling us about this great initiative that they've started. Go out and check out that app. It is called Tutor-Me. It's in green, as you saw on their T-shirts, and you will find it on the App Store if you want to be tutored and do better in your results like I did. I had to learn extra.